Let's make a soul connection. Soul to soul connection. Heart to heart. Make us start with the soul connection. Soul connection.
Hi, and welcome to Sixth Sense and Beyond, opening the spiritual world to the world. I'm Katherine Glass, psychic and medium, your host.
And I'm Christina Andrianopoulos, and I'm your host too. And today we have such a great show.
Yes. Look!
We have the Stone Lady is our guest.
Yeah, and it just makes me like...
Oh, I know, it's true.
Hard to keep my hands up.
We'll get into the stones, but the Stone Lady came to us through our wonderful friend Mary Daisley.
That's right.
And we wanted to talk about Mary Daisley. Mary Daisley is a gifted tarot reader.
Yes, I've had a reading with her. She's fabulous.
And psychometrist, which means that if she touches an object, she can usually read what the energy of what it's all about or with you.
Yep.
And so she's doing these different workshops around, so check out her website, handsontarot.com.
Yeah.
And that's a plural hands on tarot. So Mary, we love you. You're part of our inner circle psychic gifted Sixth Sense and Beyond.
Yes, and she's a member of Best American Psychics, as I am a member of as well, which is a really reputable website to find a good psychic. We're double tested for accuracy and ethics and professionalism, and Mary's a part of that. And Mary led us to our guest today.
She did.
Mary,
And
the
so,
Stone Lady.
And if we couldn't do it without our sponsors, so thank you, Julio's Liquors. Thank you so much. Spirit meets spirit. Yeah. And to heal us well is Healing
Essence Center, yes. Yeah. That's my center where my husband and I do modalities of holistic healing in Concord, Massachusetts. Yep. Acupuncture, Ayurvedic medicine, nutritional testing, psychic and clairvoyant readings.
Yes, and YMCA, and they're celebrating 150 years being in Central Massachusetts.
Yep.
So congratulations and for everything that you do.
Such a great organization.
Absolutely, really I know. And then of course, Christian Ray, thank you so much, who's joined Kurimoto with another powerhouse stylist, Sal Curry. But you know what, we should go right into the stones.
Yes, I want to pick one.
Me too.
Play.
Oh, you will too.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you for inviting me. It's
Thank
great
you
to
for
be here.
finding us one way or another. We found you, but tell us how you got into, what is this being a stone lady?
It's a smorgasbord.
I've been called the Stone Lady since around 1976. I work with stones and crystals. I do psychic readings with them.
Wow.
It's something that gradually evolved. I never set out to read the stones. At that time, I was doing palmistry, a little numerology, the tarot, a little bit of astrology. But I got pulled into the stones. I started begging people who were going on vacation, do me a favor, would you bring me back a stone? I'd go to the beach and I'd come home with bags full of stones. And I started going to gem and mineral shows. Up to that point, I was kind of a snob. And I thought anybody who, is drawn to stones or spends money on stones, something wrong with them.
And then you got hooked.
Then I got very deeply hooked.
It is addictive, those.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, wait, I have a quick question though, and I don't know if it's a digression, but what about shells? You mentioned the beach.
Oh, that's a good question.
What about shells?
I
Do
think
they have,
shells
can
have
you
a-
read them?
There's a wonderful woman named Shelley Hansen who
Shelley?
does read them.
Shelley the shell
We'll
lady.
have to have her on our show.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
So you did a little reading on both of us without even meeting us beforehand, and it
Yeah,
was
on
so
the phone.
good and accurate. I mean, you felt our energy and picked it, and one for you too.
Yep, she did a reading for me over the
It was
phone.
amazing.
Yeah.
So explain how you, I mean, we're going to demonstrate.
Okay.
Okay, but as you're speaking, your information's coming up, so anybody can get in touch with you. But I have been always attracted to stones and
Yes.
crystals. Always, my entire life, I have my collection of stones. Nothing like yours, but when you're attracted to these stones, like, what do you tell like our audience who may not be psychics or have that kind of
Okay.
gift?
What is the stone doing for you that you're getting information?
We're made of the same minerals that the earth is. And there's so many similarities between Mother Nature and human nature. What seems to happen is, background a little bit on these, I've worked with these stones on an unusual basis, my own program. I would take a stone, I would meditate on it, I'd sleep with it under my pillow, I'd write journals, I'd carry it around with me, and I'd repeat it, the same stone, sometimes for a couple of days, sometimes for months, until I felt like, I know that stone. I had no idea why I was doing this. But anytime anyone came over to my apartment, the stones that I had already worked with were on my kitchen table. So a person would walk in and they'd see stones. And before long, somebody would say, oh, I like this one, or this is interesting. As soon as they were drawn to one, it was as if something was, a light flipped, and I felt compelled to tell them what I knew about the stones.
And how it relates to them, too, because the reading becomes to be about the person.
Well, it does, but in the beginning, I would talk, I'd talk about the stone, and they'd look at me and they'd say, how did you know that? I've never told anyone.
Wow.
So I'm dying to ask you, back up a little bit,
Yes.
especially for our viewers. You say you work with a stone. Explain to our viewers, what does that mean? How do you work with a stone? When you say you meditate with a stone, what kind of information is that stone telling you about itself?
Okay. Back at the time when I was doing it almost obsessively, it wasn't so much what it was telling me as learning to slow my vibration down so that it was more on the vibration of a stone. Slowing my energy
Opposite of mediumship,
down.
trying to raise your vibration.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was kind of slowing it down.
Well, because it's a hard, solid object, so
Right,
you would
right.
think in spirit is.
But some of the crystals I know, they vibrate. Don't they vibrate higher frequencies? Or
They do.
Depending on the crystal?
do.
Like some channelers use crystal to help them lift their energy to channel?
Yes. I mean the human vibration as opposed to the stone vibration.
Okay.
To kind of slow my human vibration down.
And what kind of things would it tell you?
Okay. Eventually, I'm sorry.
That's okay, eventually.
Okay. Eventually, I would just kind of hold a stone. Well, for instance, with lapis.
Yeah.
Lapis is an old soul stone, but it's a stone that when people are drawn to it, they came here to be of service. In ancient Egypt, lapis was always buried along with hematite with the tombs, with the dead. And they felt that lapis gave safe passage for the next leg of the journey. So today, if a person were to pick lapis, I would read it, that they came here to be of service, that they're incredibly protective, and they give people safe passage on the next leg of their journey.
Wow.
Okay.
So now you're going to do a reading on us to demonstrate on how this works. Now,
Yes.
if let's say I just met you, so I'm attracted to like 2 or 3 stones. So if I picked up 2 or 3 stones, or should we pick up 1 stone? I mean, I want to pick up a lot of stones.
Well, when I'm doing full readings, I have people pick a couple of stones with their eyes open.
And then one with their eyes closed. Let's
This
pick.
is-
Should we
pick
do
one.
one?
She doesn't have time,
And then
yeah.
one with our eyes closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to
Okay.
pick one.
Absolutely.
I like this guy.
Okay. So I like this one. Okay. And now we pick one with our eyes closed.
No, I'll
do
read
it.
these,
Okay.
and then you can pick one with your eyes closed.
She was talking to me.
Okay. You're drawn to a stone called cobaltic calcite, and it's got a beautiful pink sparkly on a granite-like foundation. One of the things that I love about that stone is it says you're at the point where your hopes and your dreams are actually coming into manifestation. You've paid your dues, you've risen above things, and your hopes and dreams are actually manifesting. All calcites have to do with the ability to speak your truth, with your ability to communicate, and they also have to do with the ability to give somebody a sense of hope. So it would say both of those
Thank
about
you.
Do mine.
Okay, you're drawn to one that's called chrysocolla. Chrysocolla,
Show it, so
and
that-
it's shaped like a heart. Chrysocolla would say for you, family has always been your priority. It's made of 3 stones that grow together. One of them is a stone called azurite. Azurite is about new beginnings. It goes through a metamorphosis and it becomes malachite. So the malachite says you've completed many changes. You're not quite the same person you were a few months ago. And the turquoise in it says things might slow you down, but they never stop you. You can get through anything. It's a stone.
Perseverance.
It's very much a light at the end of the tunnel stone.
I just love the blue and the green.
I
It's so
know.
beautiful and soothing.
All right, so that was really fantastic
another
the
one,
way
pick
you did
another
that.
one.
So can we now do, you want us to do one with our eyes closed?
Oh,
I'm gonna
Because
turn
she,
the tray.
she wants us to use our soul.
Okay.
To choose it, Catherine. Keep
Okay.
your eyes closed. Don't
Okay.
cheat. Are your eyes closed?
Yeah.
Okay, you pick first because I don't know where you are.
I'm going to knock something over.
No, you won't. Just pick it. All right, tell me when you picked it because I can't
the
see.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Did you pick it already?
The
All right.
stone you're drawn to.
Wait, I
Okay.
gotta pick mine
Sorry.
because that's okay. So I'm gonna put my hand around and see which one like gives me some energy right there. Ooh,
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
Ooh, that's gorgeous. All right,
The stone that you're drawn to is called celestite. I always consider celestite to be a stone that is the energy of the heavens and the energy of the earth. When industry uses it, they use it to make fireworks. To me, it's a stone that would say you're able to use both sides of your brain.
That's true.
Yeah, you know, in school, the teachers early on might have said something to your folks like, she's one of the brightest kids in this classroom, but you've got to get her to stop looking out the window.
So true. Only I was writing notes to my friends.
Yep. And you've kind of come full circle. That was your way of processing and getting things and using both sides of your brain.
Cool. Well, that would make for a good psychic and a good medium
it's
and,
gorgeous, beautiful.
and a good healer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I picked this one.
You're drawn to one that's called a Lemurian sphere quartz crystal. The quartz energy is the energy of the sun. It wakes us up, it illuminates, it enlightens, it can burn and scorch. This particular one would say that you're brilliant. You've got an amazing mind.
I agree
you.
with that.
I am. She said so.
Yeah, just very busy. Very busy.
There is an X in there. If you turn it around, I think you'll see it. The X to me is a psychic cross, and there would probably be between your headline and your heart line on your palm an X or a psychic cross. It's a stone that there's certain areas of it that look like a mirror. So it tells me you've looked inward, you've done a lot of soul searching, finding your own answers. It's a stone of the I am. This is your time. You're supposed to be putting yourself and your needs first.
Wow.
And there's probably a really incredible amount of confidence that continues to build right now.
That's amazing. And you know, we know each other so well that when you read her stone, it was like right on. And then when you were reading mine, wasn't she?
Yes,
Yeah, she
yes,
was on.
yes.
All right, this is fantastic. So the energy of the stone, you said that the Mother Nature is similar to human nature. And
Yes.
so that's how you're picking up this energy from here. And because we're drawn to it, because we are of the earth, then
And
we're
the stars.
Yes,
We're made of the same stuff the
absolutely.
stars are made of. Like that's been proven by science.
Right.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
we're going to do, can we do one more stone?
Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, do you want us to do it with our eyes closed or, this is going to be a quick one. So, you know what, just do it with your eyes open.
Okay.
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 You're drawn to a beautiful stone called calcite, green calcite. So a lot of what I said with you earlier would apply. This is kind of interesting though, because it looks like a series of steps. For you, it's a question of just show up. Continue putting one foot in front of the
That
other.
is so true, Terry. That's very true about my life. I say those words. I just show up and let spirit
Yep.
guide me.
Thank
and
you.
things progress. Thank you for that validation. I appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
And then,
And you're drawn to a stone that's called an agate. And it's interesting because I have the other half of it here.
wow.
So one of the things where it's
Me
split
and you.
in two,
Bookends.
that you might have recently gone through something, there was a parting of the ways. It's still on the same wavelength that you could connect if and when you decide to. Now the agates are the stones of people that have it in their DNA that they're always going to do the right thing. Your life is very much about paying it forward. It would be very much like you going through a toll booth to pay for the person in back of you, doing these unexpected, wonderful
And
things.
I do that all the time.
Random acts of kindness. That's a good thing to
Exactly.
do in life.
That is
Exactly.
great. Thank you so much. These stones are so beautiful. If
So
they,
tell me how to they know how to reach you. It's on the
Yeah.
screen coming up. You're in Gloucester, and how long do you spend in a session?
I can spend from 15 minutes to an hour,
Okay.
depending on what the person wants.
Okay, that's great.
So can you help us with our psychic challenge?
I would love to.
Since you're the stone lady, you can hold the stick with lots of stones on it.
Oh, this is beautiful.
All right. Now these are such beautiful, beautiful objects. Terry has this. What's that, Catherine?
That was a power stick that I created when I was pregnant.
Wow.
It had to do with the goddess energy, the mother energy, the birth energy, and all
Amazing.
that.
And this is a goddess
Yeah,
photo.
this is the Lady of the Lake from the Mists of Avalon
Yep.
lore.
And this is.
And this is our beloved Buddha face.
Now you're teasing us here because all of these objects are really beautiful. So if we want to pick a beautiful object, that's not the way to do it. Let's like tune in right now. Catherine will send it out. I have no idea what it is. You don't have any idea what it is either, Terry. And so let's do it now.
Okay.
So are you sending it, Catherine?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's the first thing that you picked? And that's what you should stick to. That's what Catherine says. So I'm going to stick with what I picked. And you picked something too, right? All right, we're not going to tell anybody what it is right now because we don't know, and Catherine will tell us later. But Terry, thank you so much. And
Thank you
Thanks for
both.
coming
we'll
on.
have you back. This is so fascinating and so wonderful.
So, folks, pay attention to the stones you run into, even on the side of the road.
Absolutely.
They
And the
have
beach.
messages for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks so much. And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to our show, Sixth Sense and Beyond. And this is the part where I give a reading to a wonderful person who decides to come and be on our show. And a lucky winner, I should say. And normally I do a few minutes of a psychic reading, and we may do some of that. But this is Tammy. And we started a little bit before, during the break, started a mediumship reading. So I'm going to continue from where I left off with Tammy in the mediumship reading. Her father has come through, and the friend of her son's who has passed, and we established his name was Dave or Davy. And I was getting some information. So I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to pick up from where I left off and see where this takes us. Tammy, I know that your dad was wanting to talk about your mom and that you're taking care of her here on the planet, right? And
Trying.
Yes, trying. And he's acknowledging, he's trying to give you support and validation and encouragement for that. He told me that you are very resilient, like one of those blow-up clowns that you knock it down and it pops back up, and you knock it down and it pops back up. And you had said that you understood that.
Yep. Yes, I did.
That
Yeah.
image. Also, he's going like this. He's showing me that there's a lot of loved ones around him in spirit that are with him, like a tribe of people, some of whom I feel are generations back, that you may or may not be able to validate who they are. There's someone he's talking about as grumpy, like calling him grumpy, like maybe there's a grumpy brother or uncle or someone like that with him.
He has many brothers up there. Yep.
Okay, would one of them ever, would you associate the word grumpy with any of them, or a nickname? Curmudgeon-y, or like in a joking way, in a ribbing way?
Probably.
He's smiling. He's also stepping back, and I feel that there's also coming forward here a friend in spirit, friend, female first. Do you have a female person in spirit who might be closer to your age, who has passed?
Yes, I lost a neighbor last summer.
Okay.
So
There's
she was older than me, but we
yes,
were close.
and this woman, she talks about having a son. She's very anxious to talk about a son.
Oh, really?
Do you understand that?
Well, she has a son that actually lives in her house now that she left him.
Okay. So, do you see him?
Not very much, but if she
But
needs
he's
to
your
know,
neighbor?
he's doing good.
Is he your neighbor?
Yes.
No, she wants you to tell him
Oh.
that she's here and she's sending a lot of her love and support for him, and that she likes what he's doing with the house.
Okay.
Only she wants him to keep it cleaner on the inside. And also, does he have a daughter?
Yep.
She's acknowledging the daughter also. And there's also a male here who comes through. I feel like he's from long ago, someone who passed quite a while ago, that knew you when you were younger. And he's a male. And I feel like there's something to do with motorcycles with him, or cars, motorcycle. Ran with a gang of people. It's okay if you don't recognize it. It's
Well, I
fine.
lost a friend in high school that got killed on a motorcycle. So.
Okay, that's good. He's a long time ago. He's coming
Long
through
time ago.
to validate that, you know, you never know who's going to show up in these readings, that he's saying hello from heaven, and he says you turned out really well. He says you're a very kind person, and that you always tried really hard. He's saying, I don't know what that means, whether you tried hard in school or whether you tried hard to help friends out, but he admired you from afar, he says, and that he's giving you strength and love and support. I feel like he had sandy to brown hair, sometimes more on the darker side of brown than light, and he was always like running around, like taking too many risks, he says, and that he says this is terrible. He says he got what he deserved. I don't know if you understand that, but that he was brash in his behavior, and that's how he got in the accident. And he's kind of laughing about it. He's joking and laughing it off and saying that he's really fine now, and he understands that everything has happened as it has meant to turn out. He also wants to give a support to your son who's here because he's lost his friend. Remember Davey we got first? He's letting you know to tell your son that he and his friend have met, and that that he's doing fine and that he's okay. It's really amazing how it happens in the spirit world. We all connect, people connect with each other and help each other come through and make connections. So much love from your father and support to you for helping with Mom. It's all going to be okay and work out. And you can really know that your loved ones are all around you.
Oh, thank you.
You can talk to them, you can get their picture frame and speak with them, and they will hear you.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming
Thank
on our
you.
show today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make a soul connection.
Welcome back. And Katherine, you were so great with that on-air reading with
Thank
Tammy.
you.
That was wonderful how her friend from long ago came through in the motorcycle.
Yeah, Spirit did a great job.
And if you want a reading, it's readings at sixthsenseandbeyond.com, readings at sixthsenseandbeyond.com to be on our show for an on-air reading. Now, our psychic challenge. Okay, it's either the
Goddess stick,
Goddess stick,
the Lady of the Lake,
Lady of the Lake,
or the Buddhist.
Or the Buddha. Okay, so if you picked this one, you're right.
I chose her because of her calm serenity and her ancient wisdom.
That's great. Well, I picked this one, so I wasn't right.
That's okay. You were thinking about the stones.
I was.
So
All
we're going to
right.
go right into our psychic tips, and what I'd like to talk about is something very simple you can do at home, and I highly recommend it. It's a way to manifest your hopes and dreams, and it's also a way to ground into reality any energies that you want to clear from your life. It's called the prayer basket. It was given to me by my wonderful teacher, Sharon Turner, who I mention a lot. And you'd simply get a beautiful bowl for your home. And it can be a clay bowl, any kind of bowl, a basket. It's literally a prayer basket. And you take little pieces of paper when it occurs to you in your mind. If you have an issue or something you're dealing with, you write it down. It can be 1 or 2 sentences. My finances are in perfect divine order. Throw it in the prayer basket.
Wow.
I find the perfect college for my child. We find the perfect college together. Throw it in the prayer basket. Anything you're trying to heal, I heal my addiction with food, and you put it in the prayer basket.
Wow, that's
and then,
great.
Yep, and then at the end of the week or the month, if you'd like, you get your prayer basket in your bowl when you have some quiet time to yourself, and you take all the prayers and you burn them. And you burn them in the fireplace, or you can burn them in one of those tinfoil turkey pans from the supermarket, and you can burn them outdoors or indoors in a safe way. And it's watch the miracles and magic happen in your life when you do this prayer basket.
So I'd like to do it weekly.
Okay.
So, you know, because every week you're
Every
hoping
time you
there's
have a
something-
worry, put it in the prayer basket. It can be a couple lines, or it can be a
Okay.
paragraph if you
All
really
right.
need to dump something and heal something.
So it doesn't just have to be worries. It could be something you really want to
Things
come
you're
into your life.
manifesting,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
the right school for your child,
Like a
or
job,
whatever.
or
a
yeah,
job, yep,
right.
yep.
That is amazing.
The
I
perfect
love that.
job is coming to me now. Everything is in divine order. Put it in the prayer
And
basket.
that's how you put it in. You put it in a positive way that you've already seen yourself there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Not
And-
say, I don't want to be fat.
No, don't say I don't want to. And
Right.
also
Right.
calling in divine intervention. So be it. So it is. Let it be
Right.
so. Those kinds of affirmations. Yeah.
That is great. I love that. That's
Yeah.
because it's something you can do, and then you're just then letting it go, which is really important.
Right. It's off your shoulders. Let the universe do its work and take care
Right.
of it.
And also you've got control over it too, because you're deciding what you want in there, what you would
Right.
like to manifest, and you're manifesting it.
Right.
That is great. Wow. And
Co-creating with the universe is what I call
I
it.
love that. And opening the spiritual world to the world. And Katherine, what another great show. I can't believe this just flew by again.
It always does.
Yeah, it was wonderful to have Terry Milton, our stone lady, and that was really cool the way she did the stones. And then our psychic challenge, and everybody's telling me they love the psychic challenge when they
that's
see
sweet.
me. And really, when you see us out and about, please stop and say hello, and just ask us what what you want to hear, what you'd like to see.
Yeah, but I can't do an instant reading on the street.
No, no instant reading on the street. But
Sorry.
we'll sign autographs, right? We'll sign autographs. That's
I'll give
great.
you my card.
Well, thanks so much to Julio's Liquors.
Spirit Meets Spirit.
And he's right in
Those
Westboro.
guys are so fun.
I know, they are so
We did a show
fun.
a radio show from their store. It was really
Right,
fun.
and they do a lot of tastings in the store too. Thank you so much, Ryan and Randall, and their radio program every Saturday morning on WCRN AM 830 on your dial, and everybody can get it. It's 50,000 miles.
Yes.
I mean, not 50,000 miles, 50,000 watts.
Hertz, watts, well.
Watts, yeah. And then, Christian, thank you so much, who's joined Curry Moda on June Street. Thank you so much for making us look like celebrities. Healing Essence Center.
Yeah, in Concord, Massachusetts.
YMCA, thank you, 150 years. And Mary Daisley, Mary, your divine and wonderful handsontarot.com.
Yes, call her for a great tarot reading. She's awesome.
And it was your birthday just recently, so
Yes,
happy
it was.
birthday to
Thank
you,
you
Miss
so much.
Airy the Ram.
Yeah.
And everybody who has an Aries birthday or coming up Taurus at the end of the month, happy birthday to you
birthday.
too. Thank you so much, and have a lovely divine week and day and night and
We'll
month.
see you next time.
Yes, we'll see you next time.
Let's make a soul connection.